Hello people and welcome back to News Review. For this week there's a new black gold card, Jiajia. If you are a new or returning player, I do recommend you check out my new player guide. It will help you better understand what I'm saying in the video. As always, open up the patch notes, link in the description if you want to follow along. Additionally, I'm trying a new thing where I buy a guild stage for every 10 subscribers I hit, which will give you a diamond if it's your first time clearing it. Thank you so much for 460 subscribers. The next milestone will be 470 subscribers, so subscribe and also join the guild as well as the Discord. Both codes in the description if you want to participate and be notified of that. This news is delayed, so I'm not even going to run with a script, full disclosure. The new black gold character is a water elf Jiajia. As usual, we will have 40 draws, also the accompanying buy 30 get 33 diamonds deal. If you want to partake in that, this does cost real money, but this is one of the best deals that the game does offer from time to time. Okay, moving on to the actual skills. As I said, Jiajia is a water elf. For her leader skill, she can have elf members, Jiajia, and water members in the team. The base attack is quite high, but don't be fooled by that number. Most teams do reach this level of multiplier. It's just for this one, for some reason, the base multiplier is quite high. Nothing really that special on the leader skill side. It's just, you know, stat multipliers by dissolving runestones, which hopefully you're doing anyway, and then you know, plus combos for every Jiajia member or elf member present in the team. On both sides, that would be plus 12. For her team skill, she has a ton of team skills. Extend Roost and Moon time regardlessly by 8 seconds. CD minus 8 upon entry for the aforementioned types of members, and her leader skill, team attack times 6, ignore fixed combo and puzzle shield at the beginning of the stage and each round. Turn the board below members into enchanted runestones of the corresponding member's race, so you basically get enchanted runestones and race runestones, but not the attribute. Permanent willpower effect. Active skills of all members will not be locked. Everything has the effect of everything. Sticky, burning, and smog will be nullified. Nullify undissolvable runestones, so basically you can just dissolve them anyway, I believe. Upon each skill activation of a Jiajia member, you get the intimidation kind of thing, which is where you can stack up to 3 times on a given enemy and you deal more damage. This time it's Jiajia members will do more damage. It's only for that, not for elves or water members. And by starting a runestone movement of the character runestone of a Jiajia member, runestones of that attribute and heart runestones can be dissolved singly or in groups of 2 or more in the first batch, and Jiajia members enter a hyper state for 1 round. By dissolving 30 or more runestones of one type, Jiajia member skill cities -1 as well to the max -2 for 60 runestones dissolved. This will not happen usually, but will happen when Jiajia's active is activated. So I'll talk more on that later. Continuing on the team skills, when the leader is this Jiajia and the ally is an elf, water, or Jiajia member, you get a draconic skill, which is called Undivided Attention. You get unlimited runestone movement without dissolving in 15 seconds, and a conversion trail for whichever type of runestone you use to start, similar to Pangu's active skill. If you were there for that, if you were not there for that, that's fine. Just envision it as you can basically color the board to whatever the heck you want. This will not be counted as 1 round, and this ability consumes 100% of the power in your craft apparatus, but not uses, so you will still have like whatever the amount of uses there were there before. Finally, as a member team skill, when this card is in a team with 2 or more Jiajia members in the team, this is how it's worded. I don't quite know whether this means you need 1 or 2 additional members. Jiajia members HP attack recovery basic value times 2, so this is quite a big boost to stats, and does contribute to one of the downsides that I'll talk about more later. She has 2 active skills. For her first active is CD4, very short. Add 3 rows of runestones on the top, so like boundary break for protagonist. This will be 3 enchanted elf runestones of each type in each column. For 1 round, extend runestone movement time to 20 seconds. You get elf trail, team attack times 3, and ignore initial shield and anti-runestone shield. Quite nice, considering that like there's a little bit of you know, shielding tending towards like dissolving more than 30 runestones, or like the thing where you can't stop runestone movement in the entire board, or just like stuff like that where you would want 3 extra rows. So this active, you know, gets its use in that regard. And also ignoring initial and anti-runestone shield are very very common shield, so that's quite nice as well. For her second active, it is CD6. You choose one of 6 types in the magic circle of elements and inactivate the enemies for 1 round with different effects. They're basically all the same, where, you know, each effect is respective of the attribute. I'll let you read all that. I'm not going to just say all that. Heart will stun because it doesn't have a corresponding attribute, and you won't alter the enemy's attribute for heart. And then the second part of this is for 1 round, attack damage can overpower all enemies, so it doesn't actually matter what attribute you converted the enemy to. The character attack times 6, and after dissolving runestones, the first and second batches of runestones to be dropped will be enchanted elf runestones of the tapped type. This is where the 60 runestones of one type leading to CD-2 will come into effect. So basically your CD will, you know, cycle very, very fast. If the leader is a Jiajia or water member, damage received from scorching areas will be converted to HP recovery, so you don't even need to be scared about the first and second batch of sky drop causing you a load of damage with scorching runestones. And finally, the character's skill CD -1, so it just increases the CD cycling of this card even more. Okay, the next thing is not related to the skills. This is the voiced outfit pack, so I guess I'll take the time to talk a little bit about what I think of the card. I think that this is like a very, very high value active card. I think as a leader, it is not, you know, crazy broken OP. It can be used for sure, but I think a lot of the value comes from the active, and honestly, I think that's kind of the problem. Like, if you design a black gold card that solely has a good active, it's I personally am less drawn to it because you can't use it as a leader, or you can use it as a leader for like a very short amount of time. This is obviously an elf leader, but you have other elf leaders out there that, you know, are kind of old, but I think they're still usable. That's my personal opinion. If you are lacking like completely, you have no elf leader, this card is probably for you, or you have no water leader. Either way, this would be a very good pick. You don't need old Jiajia cards. The new ones are perfectly fine, and they'll probably come back with after the introduction of this card anyway. But yeah, I don't think those are a minus for you. As a member, there are black gold cards that like are more member focused in the past, and I'm not sure whether this is biased because I didn't draw for them, but I didn't notice like that big of a deal. A couple ones that come to mind is like Karū, when everyone was freaking out about, oh, you know, he's such a great member, but then he got like a couple uses in Jiajia and then like Qingui, and then never heard from again. I think you got to be like have a really, really good active to essentially be like frequently used. And I guess this is more of like the niche use than the frequent use, because, you know, adding 3 rows of runestones is quite a rare skill, becoming less rare nowadays because of the ridiculous shields. But yeah, I'm still on the fence. Probably I'm not going to draw because I have elf leaders, but if you don't have any, once again, good choice. Make sure you have 200 diamonds before drawing, once again, because there will be no raid up. This is just a strict, you go in, you expect to spend 200 diamonds for a guaranteed card, and that's that. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Okay, moving on, you get 10 free draws, but these probably won't lead to anything. You get a new Dragonware, which is called Orange Cat and Stones, probably like one of the worst names that you could have picked. I know this is probably a translation, but you know, that's quite bad. This is for elves only. You charge by dissolving enemy runestones in the first batch. The skills for this is skill CD -2 after entering a stage by dissolving elf runestones, elf attack times 1.2 additionally, and upon the active skill of the character's attack times 1.8 additionally. For the craft skills, it also gets the coveted CD of enemies +2, same as Chaos's craft. So for once, you get a Dragonware that is actually good as the leader as well, which is pretty expected because they expect you to use the black gold as a leader. Okay, moving on, we have an ultimate stage coming up. This has an entrance restriction of only the characters of the same attribute are allowed in the team, which is very funny to me because that means you can't use a Jiajia in the team because, well, you can, but most of the Jiajia members are of a different attribute than her. So have fun with that. I just find that very ironic. This is also a water elf, which will make naming the cards very... Well, actually, it won't make it that complicated because one is a black gold and one is not. This card has an active skill CD6. Explode the board to generate a fixed board Azathoth style. For 1 round, Jiajia members and elves, ignore duet, trio, quartet, and quintet elemental shield. And for every Jiajia member present in the team, the character skill CD -1 to the max -5. If leader is a Jiajia member, team recovery will lower to 0. So this is basically just Azathoth. If you put her in a full Jiajia team, you can activate this active every single round, and you'll get a fixed board, you know, of 6 columns. And, you know, you can just basically not spin. Another thing that I've heard people talk about is the enemy skill that like deducts your HP when you activate an active. That is certainly a consideration that has become more common and does stop teams like this where you basically have to get your damage from activating some kind of active. So that is one detrimental thing about the black gold Jiajia as well. Finally, we have a challenge stage card. This is a water human that looks like a water beast, Sachiko. CD5 upon skill activation and the damage round, turn all runestones into enchanted runestones. For 2 rounds, you get a burst damage of 150%. So I think this maybe is the first water human that can do this. I don't know off the top of my head, but I can't remember another water human that does this. There's certainly humans that do this, but for 2 rounds, that is once again a one that stays across rounds, so that will be very useful for stuff like speedrunning or just getting rid of annoying tumblers. Finally, we have a new Dragonware from the Evoking Coin Shop, where this is made from the Earth Demon Eve. This is once again for Earth Demons only. You get the same kind of Dragonware skills. The craft skills are, you know, negligible because you will never be using this on a leader, probably. Well, you might, it's for Earth Demons. But for the Dragonware skill, it's extend movement time by 2 seconds, CD -2 upon entering a stage, and upon the character's active, character's attack times 1.6. Finally, we have the June challenge, which honestly, I probably won't put a video out for because I'm just going to be quite busy. Yeah, I might post some links in the Discord if you're curious about like what is good. There are people who make better guides on individual stages than me for sure. Yeah, I did not get the chance to do the tier list. These cards are in random places. These cards aren't even loading. Excellent. I mean, for my real score of Jiajia, I think it's worth 200 diamonds if you are lacking in an elf or a water leader. If you have everything, I think it's debatable. This is not a must pull in my opinion because it's not that broken. For my thoughts on the free cards, you know, the water elf ultimate Jiajia is fine. You'll definitely need her in a Jiajia team, but if not, I think it's just okay. Early challenge stage card, you should get it because it's pretty niche and pretty useful when you need it. For the celebration events, there will be one returning ultimate this week, which is Trinity Flames, Leafy, Florin, and Windy. This is a fire elf card, quite useful. You can farm it a bit if you want. It's not that used, but I have used it myself, and when I do need it, it is quite useful. So that would be good. So, you know, but you can also just beat it once and be on your way. I think it's important to get at least 1 copy of this card and train it if you want. That's it for this week's news view. Sorry if it was late and scuffed. Leave a like if you liked it. Comment below if you have anything to say to me. And subscribe if you like in general. It really helps the channel out. And I'll see you in the next video. See ya.